everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, where we watch a movie and then tell you if you should watch a movie. I'm your movie-watching host, Older Bro.
I'm the other movie-watching host, Younger Bro.
And today, we finally return to
Marvel.
watching movies after a long break caused by us forgetting to actually go to the movies and having other things come up that prevented us from going to the movies.
Or it was too far away for us to go to the movie.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple movies that we had problems with where we literally could not go to them because they were too far away. So, we are finally back. And, of course, the thing that we come back for, as always, is a Marvel movie, even when it's not an MCU movie.
So, once again, we're in the Spider-Verse, because this is part of Sony's Spider-Verse. We're in Venom: The Last Dance.
We are in The Last Dance. That is true.
So, yeah, I'll be honest, like, The Last Dance for the title, the title itself didn't really hook me. Like,
yeah, it's not wrong. The movie is, like, the title fits with the movie.
and
but
there's dancing in it.
Yeah, it's like the title is not inaccurate, it fits with the movie. It's just not an exciting title.
Yeah. So, honestly, guys, going into the movie, I did not think it was going to be as good as the last two movies. And honestly, that's still more or less correct.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was a fine movie. Just, there's...
Like,
It has Venom in it. It has action.
Has a bunch of other symbiotes that they introduced.
Yep, so it's... Is it enjoyable? Sure. Is it exciting? I guess. It's a fine movie. It's not a good movie.
There were maybe 3 exciting things for the movie. One of them they kept hidden the entire time. We never even got to find out. Like, this one thing.
Yeah.
Noel, he doesn't do much besides send legions of whatever the symbiote hunter things are.
Yeah, the symbiote hunters. That's just basically it.
And I can't remember the third one because I'm already forgetting.
Yeah, it is not a very memorable movie. Not that it, like, we don't remember what happened, but just there wasn't a lot to it. It was it probably could have been cut down a bit, honestly.
Not a lot left an impression on me. The only thing that this movie nailed, because the other 2 movies nailed, is the relationship between Eddie and Venom.
Yes,
it's still just as good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to ruin that perfect relationship. However, they didn't add a lot that would be worthwhile. So
yeah, it would. This is just a movie to introduce Noel. That's it.
Yep. I don't know. This is one of those weird movies where I'm like, I don't know how big the spoiler section is going to be in comparison to the introductory section, in that it's like...
It's not that big.
Yeah.
Because my knowledge of symbiotes
is minor.
Very minor.
Yeah. So, yeah. In terms of the, like, all the other stuff in the movie besides the plot, like, the music was fine. There was a couple songs in there. One of which I was like, are you fucking kidding me? 2 of them, I guess that was.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? This song was in. One I understand but hated, which was Memories.
Memories.
Which I'm just like, yes, I understand, but it's Adam Levine. Fuck off, Maroon 5. But also...
And then in the credits,
yeah.
I had some hell.
Yeah, it's just like...
Post Malone, Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a new song. Like...
Again, this movie kind of came out of nowhere. We got no real information saying, hey, this is in the works right now.
Yeah, and I can tell why, because Well, it's not that there wasn't a direction. The movie has a clear direction. It's clear what they wanted to do with the movie, but it's like,
Yeah, the only thing I can think of that even would be how to best describe this. The only thing I can think of that this movie is leading to is Spider-Man 4.
yep, probably. It's
Because Spider-Man 4 is literally called Spider-Man King in Black, which is a reference to the 2018 comic where they introduced Null and it was called King in Black.
yeah. So it's gotta be about him.
It has to be.
So this movie was a setup for
Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man 4 and probably where we'll see Venom in the MCU. But not with Tom Hardy. So
Yeah, so...
at least I presume not with Tom Hardy based on this movie.
So, all in all, was it a good movie? It was okay. It was
Is it
kinda
better than Morbius?
Yeah.
But-
I would watch this over Morbius.
But it's like, is it
But is it
really
much
worth
better?
Yeah, it's like, is it really worth watching? No. Kind of not. It's just like, again, what's in this movie that we really need to know? Like, we're gonna find out about the villain in Spider-Man 4 in Spider-Man 4.
I guess the thing...
So it's like, it's not like we're gonna not know about
It's a
him.
big spoiler, so I'm not going to say the thing we need to know.
Yeah.
I'll say
We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, it's like there isn't really a lot of information you get out of this movie that you're not going to get in Spider-Man 4.
Like, most of the information you get is at the start of the movie, and that's it.
Yeah. Which, honestly, the start of the movie bit kind of...
It looked epic.
Well, yes, but I was also quite dissatisfied with the very start of this movie because it just jumps directly into exposition to explain.
But the way he explained it and how he was protruding, oh my god!
But it felt like a good scene in the middle of a movie or something where somebody is explaining, like, for example, if they had a symbiote, explain to, like, maybe even Venom, explaining to another character this guy, and he told that story, and they showed that scene, like at the 1/3 mark of the movie, then it'd make perfect sense. But they just hard cut to, in the beginning, this happens, and it's like, this is such a weird way to introduce the villain. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
but I still think that was one of the best things in the movie. Them introducing Noel, they nailed it.
It's really bad if a scene that I'm saying is, like, not done well is the best scene in the movie. So, okay. Minor spoilers aside, I'm not gonna count in the first scene of the movie as a major spoiler. Minor spoiler aside, yeah, should you go watch this? Not really. You could probably read a fucking Spark Note and get just as much value out of this movie. Like, watch Nostalgia Critic review it, or whoever reviews this. That's probably enough. You don't need to go see this movie.
Yeah.
It beats Morbius, which I guess means that we're saying that Morbius is like a 4 out of 10 movie or something, because it can't be 5, because this feels like probably 5. Like, we've got to be saying Morbius is worse than just average.
Oh yeah,
so
I am gonna rewatch Morbius again because I'm on a Sony binge because I was trying to prepare myself for this movie.
Sure, but it's like, I think this could not be considered more than average. The stuff with Tom Hardy is great, it really is, but it's like, there isn't that much for him to do in this movie. Most of this movie is him being frustrated with the movie.
It's honestly it's a buddy traveling movie.
Yeah, but it's not even a good buddy traveling movie.
It's not a good one.
It's like, yeah, so no.
Like, the situations that he reacts to is so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, we did a few laughs.
Have we ever actually said people shouldn't go watch a movie? Because we even told people to go watch Morbius, didn't we?
Morbius had value with the post-credit scene, so it was kind of important.
But yeah, it was just like, I think we are now a lot harsher on Morbius than we were during the review. Like, we were actually a little bit positive on Morbius in the review, and ever since it literally became our test of like, okay, this is a bad movie. So this is the only movie we've ever during the review said, don't go watch that movie. that, like, you shouldn't go watch Morbius. You shouldn't watch this movie.
Yeah, this is kind of the next one.
Yeah, so this is the next step up from Morbius, and you still shouldn't watch it. So, okay. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we go into the minimal spoilers we can?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, if for some reason you care about spoilers after we just told you shouldn't go watch the movie, yeah, we're gonna go into spoilers now.
Okay, here's the big reason and the only reason you should watch the movie, and that is Venom dies.
Yeah. Well, and again, Venom dies is also not
An asterisk.
Yeah, is in asterisk because as we know, Venom is in the MCU, which means that Venom is just going to come back in Spider-Man 4. Very obviously,
Yeah.
he's going to come back in Spider-Man 4. It's just not going to be with Tom Hardy, who's in the Spider-Man universe. He's stuck in Sony. So, unless they time hole him out of there, which would kind of contradict the whole point of the movie, because the whole point was we have to separate because otherwise he'll get the Kodak and destroy the world.
And honestly, I'm surprised Eddie survived after being separated from Venom, because that was kind of a crucial plot point in the movie, that if they separate from each other for too long, they eventually start to die.
I think they
might have just went away with that.
I was gonna say, no, they didn't go away with that with Venom, because even in this movie they say they didn't say the word dying, but they said something equivalent without its host. So it's like Venom was actually like in danger when they captured him. But it seems like Eddie is healed to the point where he can be separated from Venom and he's fine.
Yeah.
But Venom cannot be separated from Eddie.
Yeah. So
I love how we just keep calling him Tom Hardy and we just don't give, like, it's like, who cares that he's Eddie Brock? It's like he's Tom Hardy. It's but yeah. Yeah, but this movie is just like, it starts out with a hard cut to them describing the villain, and you're right, it's not a bad scene, but it's like, you start with this introduction to the character, and then he doesn't really matter for the rest of the movie. He's what you want to avoid. It's very similar to Thanos, where in all the movies up till Thanos, he was in the background, being threatening but doing jack shit.
That's how people are seeing it, as Thanos level. Like, you save him for later.
Exactly. And that's fine, but the problem is, with Thanos, the villains that we fought while waiting for Thanos were still good villains.
Yeah, like Ultron, he's coming back.
Yeah, of course he is. Ultron never leaves. But anyways, the thing with this villain is like, yeah, we fought a symbiote hunter, but it was kind of, there wasn't a lot to it. He showed up, he devoured some people. He showed up and devoured some people. And there wasn't...
I will go ahead and say, their idea for making the Venom... Sorry, the symbiote hunter into a wood chipper, that was excellent.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm not certain on, because obviously for human beings, being thrown through a wood chipper will kill them. But for symbiotes, would that even kill them? Or would it not?
Yeah, that killed them. For context, guys, so Toxin is in this movie. We know that from the trailers. And
there's like 5 or 6 different symbiotes in this movie that aren't Venom.
Well, Toxin is the one that bonded with the police officer from the last movie, Peter.
Yeah.
The guy who was in the cage talking to the scientist.
Yeah.
The green symbiote.
Yes.
Well, in the comments, he's not actually green. He's more like a reddish color.
Yeah,
but they didn't want to make him red because of Carnage, so they made him a greenish color. And honestly, I agree with the character. That symbiote looked beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
very nice looking.
Anyway, so, yeah, Toxin tries to save Venom, and I like how Toxin could have left at any point because he easily broke out of his pen to save Venom.
Yep. Yeah, that was the point, is that he wasn't being attacked, he wasn't being damaged. The scientists did clearly want to study and understand them and weren't threatening them. The military was, but the scientists weren't. So honestly, he was probably safest to stay there. Which is probably why he stayed.
But yeah, they wood chipped Toxin, which is really bad.
They wood chipped like More than half of them.
Yeah, because Toxin, he was, in the comics, he was kind of the successor to Carnage, because Toxin was made from Carnage and not Venom. And
well, and I guess in this situation, none of them are from Venom. They're all from the
no,
other guy.
they're all from the world.
Yeah.
Like they already existed.
Yeah. Well, no. Because the intro cutscene specifically said that what's his face's children sealed him, and from that I was under the impression that Venom and them were those same children.
Yes.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. So they were from the universe, but they're not from Earth.
No.
They're from wherever the hell that guy's from.
Like, they did have a scene where they said, the symbiote that, was, that first infected the cop guy, abandoned him.
Yeah.
So we don't know what that symbiote is,
knows?
and
But the point is
that
Carnage is not from, because was Carnage one of the ones who was also from Venom at one point?
Carnage is actually from Venom.
Yeah, Carnage is new and is from Earth.
Yes.
But all the rest of these in this movie are all from space.
Yes.
Just like Venom. They're all from space.
Toxic and I think Scream were supposed to be from Earth.
Yeah.
Because Scream came from Venom as well. And Toxin actually came from Carnage, which should have happened but didn't.
No.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, they're just throwing out that lore.
They threw that away.
The only part they kept was Carnage, which they might have also thrown out at this point.
Yeah, so, and we do see other symbiotes. The only other one that I kind of recognized was Agony.
Mm-hmm.
I knew her name started with an A, but I didn't know that it was Agony.
Yeah.
So Agony is that purple one the scientist bond with and was super speedy.
I was gonna ask who the Quicksilver one was.
That was Agony.
All right. So yeah, I think only 2 survive. Okay, well I'm saying 2 including Venom, who has survived in another dimension. But Venom exists, Agony exists. Did all the rest of them die?
I think so. Now, New Rockstars, the video I was just watching, they thought that Christmas's symbiote survived. Nope, it got wood chipped.
No, yeah, it got wood chipped very clearly. That's what I'm saying. Unless they can reconstitute from that, which I mean, if Venom can literally, because we obviously know that the part of Venom that was left behind in the MCU is going to become full-on Venom at this point. But it's like, if they can reconstitute from that, why the hell does the wood chipper even kill them? Surely they can reconstitute from the shreds.
Because it comes from the Venom world.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. So
Lasher, which was the one that Christmas Bond to.
Stop.
Yeah, that was Lasher. I loved Lasher.
Yeah.
They did her well.
She was very good.
And
there was one that was very clearly the Thing.
Yeah, so let's go through this. Agony's still alive. Toxin is wood chipped. Lasher is wood chipped. Paige, Golden Symbiote. That one got wood chipped. Twin, which was
the
two-headed one, wood chipped.
Yep.
They said the white one, there was a white symbiote in the movie, and it said it was probably Anti-Venom, and I'd argue against that.
Yeah.
Because Anti-Venom was created on Earth to fight Venom and all other symbiotes.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't think Anti-Venom is actually in the movie.
No. Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
I think she was more like a lightish pink color, because I kind of noticed that.
That's what I was thinking it was, yeah.
So I do not think that is Anti-Venom.
No.
Anyway, so the only one I recognized was Agony.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yep. The only one that lived.
Lasher, I may have heard that name somewhere, but otherwise, nah, I didn't.
No.
Like, so apparently the symbiote team that we saw is the one that usually includes Scream, but we didn't get to see Scream.
Nope.
The only time we've seen Scream recently, besides Marvel Strike Force, because they have everybody, just like Dokkan Battle with Dragon Ball, was in Spider-Man 2. We see Scream in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think the only one that lived was Agony.
Yep. Everybody else is gone.
Dead and gone.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie's title makes sense for what it is, because it's a farewell tour. It's like, that's sort of what they're going for here.
Yeah, the farewell to Venom and
Probably,
Eddie Brock.
I was gonna say, and almost this whole franchise. I mean, they're still doing the Sony universe, but I don't know if they're gonna do any more Spider-Man movies outside of the animated one. I don't know.
I just don't know how Venom's gonna come back from this.
Again, well, I keep saying 616.
He's gonna be
in
born
MCU.
again in 616.
Well, in MCU, because it's not 616.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we know that the scrap of him is gonna form into full Venom. So Venom's fine. But there's nobody else here.
If they left Toxin, I could see him for a future thing.
So
but
like they would
Toxin
they'd
came
have
off
to go
more...
into anti-Venom, but again, that would require Venom.
Yeah, Toxin came off more pacifistic.
Yep.
He wasn't really...
And I don't think that Agony is going to be...
vicious.
I don't think they're going to stick around with Agony being the main character. I don't think they're going to do that.
I could see her finding Eddie and maybe training her to be the next Venom, but... Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what they're going to do.
Nothing.
After this movie. I think all of their bets are now on Spider-Man 4, whether they're going to continue or not.
I don't know.
Because
there's nothing.
There's nothing. Like, I think this is a wrap-up to Venom's story, and now we can't see him and Tom Holland teaming up to fight the multiversal Sinister Six / the Masters of Evil.
Nope. That might have been something Disney demanded. They may have said, you're allowed to have Venom. You aren't allowed to have Tom Hardy. And so
Tom Holland.
No, Tom Hardy.
Oh.
They may have said to Marvel or to Sony, we'll put Venom in one of our movies, but it has to be our own actor. So it cannot be Tom Hardy's Venom. That's why they left the symbiote in the MCU.
Yeah.
Was to say, you're allowed to have Venom here, it just won't be Tom Hardy. And so, for all we know, because of that, Sony decided they don't need Tom Hardy anymore. Because if there's going to be a Venom in MCU, they'd just rather be whoever Marvel does.
I guess.
I don't know.
We have no idea, guys.
No
we
clue.
don't know what they're going to do.
All we know is that this universe is dead for all intents and purposes.
Because they have Madam Web in it, sure. And
sure,
they're building somewhat of a multiversal Sinister Six.
But from my understanding, the Madam Web was not super well received. Like, it wasn't bad, but I think that a lot of people just didn't like it. So it might have just been that movie came out and wasn't that good, and so they decided we're gonna just end it. So there might not even be a continuation to Madam Web. Who knows? This might be it.
I hope
all
not,
we have is Kraven from the rest of Sony right now, and
Madam Web has a really big role in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. But they can always just pull in a new Madam Web and just say, we'll reboot that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Because I'm pretty sure there's only one Madam Web.
Yeah.
Just like there's only one Null.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they're extra dimensional beings. They're outside of normal dimensional space. They just exist elsewhere.
So, yeah, we don't see any kind of Spider-Man team up in this movie. Mm-hmm. That would have made it more interesting, honestly.
Yeah.
We do see the guy who played Dr. Connors in the Andrew Garfield movie. That was the hippie, the dad.
Yeah.
He referenced that he went to college, but
yeah,
he is clearly not Dr. Connors.
No. He was
Peter something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say he's just an actor at this point. He's not that guy.
Yeah. So he was just in the movie.
Yep, he was just there. So
like he was funny. Like that family was great.
Yeah.
And then when they broke into Area 51, I was like, "Oh, you dumb fucks."
Yeah. Well, they were decommissioning Area 51. That's the most disappointing thing, is they're decommissioning Area 51 in this movie, and it's like, this is just so depressing. This family who just wanted to go... Sorry, this hippie and his wife who wanted to go see Area 51, and their kids who are depressed. Because they have horrible, horrible parents. All go off to see Area 51, and then decide, yeah, I know it's Area 51, and I know that there's those signs that say shot on sight, but it's been decommissioned, or it's days from being decommissioned. We won't get shot if we just go on to the base.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's just like, you dumb fucks.
The only other thing that I thought was really noteworthy was I did like all the cool concept arts where they had Venom fused with all these different animals in the post-credit scenes.
Yeah,
like,
those,
that was
those
dope.
were good.
Um,
The horse scene was fine.
Otherwise, the post-credits has Noel
Yep.
basically
Teasing
he's gonna be in Spider-Man 4.
Yep.
He literally said the title.
Yep.
King in Black.
Yeah.
Has risen, basically.
Yep.
And in the other post-credit scene, we get
It's
to
just
see
not worth it.
the bartender. He's alive, and he's leaving Area 51. And we see a cockroach, which is apparently referenced by the doctor before all this happened.
Yeah.
And it touched Agony's tube.
Yep, and we have no further knowledge of what the hell any of that means. And
Nothing. We have nothing on it.
it shows nothing. It walks up to it and the thing ends. So there's nothing. Why the hell was the bartender there?
Because that was the same bartender.
Oh, right, he was kidnapped. Right.
Yeah, he was kidnapped.
Yeah.
He was also the bartender in the MCU,
Yes.
and then we saw his parallel version, which was in 688, which is the Venom universe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we saw the Venom one, but yeah, it's like he got kidnapped for even seeing Tom Hardy, basically, and he just walks out of the cave and just like, oh shit, everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
Where am I? Well, you're not in Mexico anymore, which I guess is a problem.
Yeah. The other thing to note is, so Venom, in the past, in the comics, he was able to shapeshift different kinds of clothing for Eddie to be in disguise.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like this Venom can do that.
Yeah, it does not seem so.
Yeah, because remember that one drunk guy that pissed on Eddie?
They just knock him out.
They knock him out, and still his black and white tuxedo. I'm like, are you referencing the Spider-Man 2 game where they do this? But here's the thing.
Yeah, I liked the bit where it's just like, knocks him out, steals his clothes, and it's just like, police show up, and he's just like, oh yeah, officers, he's over. He's over there.
That was so good.
He drunk off his ass.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's just so believable.
And the dancing with the Chinese shop owner, that was great too.
Yep, Chinese shop owner is rich as hell now.
She has the fucking penthouse, living the dream. Damn.
Yeah, she fine.
Eddie, it's your time to shine.
I
thought they were gonna kiss or something.
I love the fact that Venom's just like, no, fuck this. We never get to do anything I do. I don't give a shit if it gets me killed, you killed.
Yeah, he
fuck it, I'm dancing with this damn woman.
That was good. So
yeah, again, Venom and Tom Hardy, always good. But Venom and Tom Hardy alone cannot carry this movie. It was not that good. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys, and with that, we continue to the last portion of the video, where we look at the critical consensus on Rotten Tomatoes. So, we have 79% from audience and 37% from critics.
Is it bad that I don't quite agree with the critics? I'd say it's around a 50.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. I'm kind of with you. I think both these scores are wrong. I think that it's not. I don't think this is a 37%, but I don't think that it's above a 50. It's like this is a like a 50% movie. It is just completely average. And it's like 79, 80% is too high. But I don't know that I would go quite as low as 37% on this.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think it's that low.
yeah, but it's like, but I would agree with the critics more than the audience on this. This is just a very average movie. So I'd call this a 50.
50.
Yeah. So yeah, this is no good quotes on this movie today, guys. It's just
the only excitement I had was to see Noel, and we didn't.
And he's in this for a grand total of 3 shots.
3 minutes.
Yeah, no, probably even less than that. But yeah, he is not even the villain of this movie. Just the hunters, the symbiote hunters, are the villains of this movie.
Yeah.
If he showed up and they fought, then it might have actually been a better movie.
So, other thing to point out, he's holding the Necro Sword in this movie.
Yep.
So it's not the same Necro Sword as the MCU one.
Nope.
It's their universe's Necro Sword.
Yeah.
Also,
which doesn't seem like that would be dimensional because again, it's his sword. But whatever.
And also the spiral for the Codex. Honestly, it reminds me of the spiral symbiotes from Marvel Conquest of Champions.
Yeah. Honestly, I just thought it was the slip ring from the fucking
The sling ring.
Yeah, the sling ring. Thank you. The sling ring from Doctor Strange, but it's like no, never mind. They can already dimensional hop. He just for some reason can't. It's like I don't understand why they can open portals to literally anywhere in any dimension, and yet he can't get out. It's like
he is bound to that place.
He's just literally incapable of leaving. Like he's not even. He's stuck. I mean, he is physically restrained.
He can
but
use his magic, but he cannot move.
Yeah.
So he has other things to do his dirty work, which is take over planets, stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's like it's so weird. Yeah, this is not a good movie.
Pretty average.
Yeah, just average. So okay, guys, that's gonna be it for this hot take. We will come back sometime in the future. It will not be next week, and it will be a little bit before the next hot take. But we'll come back with something. So until then, we will see you all on the next hot take.
Goodbye.